Hi, David here, and the project for today is flushing out the power steering fluid on the 98 Ford Contour with a 2.5 liter Duratec V6 engine, and you'll find the power steering reservoir right over here. I'm going to line the area with towels and newspapers because I'm going to use a turkey baster to get the fluid out. There is no drain, so it's got to be taken out with a turkey baster. Then you run the engine and let the new fluid circulate. You're going to have to do this several times because there's a lot of old fluid that's dirty that's still in the system. So you let that circulate out, and then you do it all over again. And you can drive the car around if you want, because you can't just run the engine with the wheels straight and expect to get all the old dirty fluid out of there, because there's fluid passages in the section that pushes the car to the right, and then there's another segregated area of fluid that pushes the steering to the left. So what you have to do is drive the car around making left and right turns so that you can get that fluid to circulate. What I did so I don't have to drive around is I jacked the car up on jack stands so the wheels are off the ground. So after I exchange the fluid, I'm going to run the engine, then I'm going to get behind the wheel and turn the wheels from the right lock to the left lock and back again several times to get that fluid recirculated. Then I will turn the engine off, and then I'll use a turkey baster to remove more fluid, add more fluid. I usually do it to where I end up adding 2 or 3 quarts of fluid. You don't have to do anything like this if you only keep your car for 4 or 5 years, but I keep my cars for 20 years per car, so that's why I change the brake fluid and the power steering fluid on a regular basis. I do that every 2 years. What other fluid do I do? I just did a fluid. What was that? My mind just went blank. Oh, transmission fluid. I do that on a regular basis as well. And remember, when you jack up your car, always put it on jack stands to be safe. And when you're finally done, make sure that when you fill it for the final level, anytime you're doing fluids in your car, always take the car off the jack stands, put it on a level surface, so that when you're checking fluid levels, everything's level, so that you don't overfill, you don't underfill. Take out as much out as I can with the turkey baster. I'm going to put some fresh fluid in there. When you use a turkey baster, I recommend you get 2 turkey basters. Use one just for brake fluid, and then one for other fluids. Brake fluid is so sensitive. For one thing, it's hygroscopic and it tends to absorb water from the atmosphere. And another thing, you cannot introduce any oils into your brake system. So I need another bottle here. So I just keep a turkey baster in a Ziploc bag, and I mark it brake fluid only. And I use that just for brakes. Contamination's a bad thing in the brake fluid business. I just waxed my car yesterday, and here I am getting power steering fluid on the paint. We've got the reservoir filled up to the proper level. Let's start the car and start turning the wheels. You never want to turn your steering wheel hard against either of the stops. It's very bad for the system, so remember that. Okay, let's take a look at that fluid. This brand of fluid happened to be very clear. See how dirty it is. Whoops. Yeah, I don't know if that's dirt or the color of the last brand I used. Different brands have different colors. That one might have had a red tint to it, but you can see how it picked up the fluid that's in the reservoir. Well, you can see how the reservoir fluid, which was clear, mixed with the fluid that was in the system by turning the wheels left and right. So I'm going to keep doing this process until I come up with clear fluid. Might take a while, but I'm not going to show you the whole thing. It's just going to make too long of a video. Well, I did that 6 times. I went through almost 3 quarts of fluid. See how this looks. And it's still got a little bit of pink in there, but see from this bottle here how dirty that fluid was. And the procedure is the same no matter what manufacturer. On this car, there's so little room in the engine compartment that they have a separate reservoir, but in most cases you'll find the reservoir right on top of the power steering pump. I know on our Acura it's that way. So I'm just going to siphon this off and add fluid, and that's going to be it. Hope you enjoyed the video.